Welcome back to Grim Tale Teller, where the bizarre becomes the nightmarish beyond imagination. I'm your host, plunging into the wild tales you send to grimtaleteller@gmail.com. Tonight, a 2025 submission from Cassie, a 27-year-old carnival worker who stumbled into a freakish horror that defies reality. A carnival where flesh itself becomes the show. Inspired by twisted circus legends, this story is as crazy as it gets. True encounter or a mind shattered by the absurd? You decide. Got a tale of the grotesque? Send it to grimtaleteller@gmail.com. Subscribe, dim the lights, and step under the big top. This is Cassie's tale of the Carnival of Flesh. I'm Cassie, 27, a carny with a rough life. Ran away at 16, joined traveling fairs for the thrill. By 2025, I was with a sketchy outfit hitting small towns, setting up rides and games. It was late August, humid as hell, when we rolled into a nowhere spot in Missouri. The carnival was old, faded banners, rusted Ferris wheel, but the crowd loved it. Then came the big top, a tent I'd never seen before, stitched with strange patterns. That night, August 22nd, I went in to fix a light and the air changed. Thick, meaty, like a butcher's shop. What I saw inside was beyond crazy, and it's still eating me alive. The big top loomed, canvas sagging, patched with leather that looked too much like skin. I climbed in with my toolkit, expecting a blown bulb, standard carny fix. The air hit me, warm, wet, smelling of blood and rot. The lights flickered, revealing a circus ring, but no seats, no crowd, just stalls with mirrors and cages. The music started, a warped calliope tune, but it twisted into screams mid-note. I froze as figures emerged. Carnies I knew, but wrong. Mike, the rigger, had arms stretching like rubber, fingers dripping flesh. Lisa, the ticket girl, grinned with teeth sprouting from her cheeks, skin peeling like fruit. I dropped my wrench, backing up. "What the hell?" I shouted. Mike lunged, his arm elongating, wrapping my ankle, wet, pulsating. I kicked free, skin tearing off his hand, leaving a raw stump. The mirrors reflected me, but my face warped, eyes bulging, jaw cracking. I ran for the exit, but the tent stretched, walls pulsing like a heartbeat. A voice boomed, "Join the show." Deep, guttural, from everywhere. The floor quaked, and I fell into a pit of the squirming flesh, arms, legs, faces merging. Singing in pain, I clawed out, hands slick with blood, and stumbled into the night. The carnival lights dimmed, but the hum followed. Back at my trailer, my skin itched, and I saw it, my fingers twitching, lengthening. The show wasn't over. I locked my trailer door, heart pounding, hands trembling as I wiped blood from my skin. The itch spread, fingers elongating, nail hardening into claws. I stared in horror as my reflection showed my jaw bulging, teeth sharpening. The carnival's hum vibrated through the walls. A pulse I felt in my bones. I called the boss, voice shaking. "Something's wrong with the big top." He laughed. "Carnies see weird shit. Get back to work." But I heard it. His voice cracked, like he knew more. I peeked out. Carnies moved normally, but their shadows twisted, limbs stretching beyond human. The big top glowed faintly, a beacon of madness. I couldn't stay. I grabbed my bag, planning to ditch, but my legs buckled, skin on my calves rippling, fusing into a second joint. I screamed, ripping at it, flesh tearing like wet paper. The voice returned, "The show needs you," booming from the tent. I limped to my truck, but the keys melted in my hand, flesh oozing over metal. The carnival was alive, claiming me. I ran into the woods, branches slashing my arms, but my skin healed too fast, stitching itself with tendrils. Back home, hours later, exhausted, the mirror showed a stranger. My face, but with Mike's rubber arms, Lisa's toothy grin. The curse was spreading, and I was its next exhibit. I couldn't recognize myself. My arms stretched like Mike's, fingers dripping goo, my grin splitting with Lisa's teeth. The pain was constant, flesh knitting and tearing, a living nightmare. I locked the trailer, boarded windows, but the carnival's pulse thrummed through, music warped into shrieks, laughter from nowhere. I tried calling out, friends, family, but my voice was a growl, words garbled. My phone screen cracked, showing the big top, a live feed of me, labeled new attraction. I researched carnival lore, freak show myths. One tale, 1920s, spoke of a flesh carnival in Kansas. Workers mutated, vanishing with the tent. Witnesses claimed it fed on souls, reborn each generation. Was this it? My skin crawled, sprouting patches of coarse hair, eyes multiplying on my cheeks. I clawed at them, blood and pus oozing, but they regrew. The voice boomed again, perform or perish. And I saw it, a vision of the tent, patrons cheering as I danced. My body a grotesque puppet. I fought, smashing furniture, but my hands reformed, stronger, flesh weaving into claws. The carnival was inside me, rewriting my form. I had to get out, but Missouri was miles away, and my truck was a puddle of metal. The hum grew, pulling me back. The pull was relentless, a tug in my mutated flesh. I stumbled outside, night air thick with the carnival's stench. Rotting meat, sweet decay. My legs buckled, skin splitting into extra joints, forcing me to crawl. The big top glowed ahead, a pulsating beacon, its canvas rippling like a living lung. I heard them, carnies, their voices warped into chants, join the show. I saw Mike, arms a dozen feet long, juggling severed heads, laughing with a mouth too wide. Lisa danced, teeth raining from her face, skin sloughing in ribbons. I tried to run, but my body betrayed me, arms stretching, grabbing at trees, pulling me toward the tent. The voice roared, "You're ours," and I felt it, my spine cracking, elongating into a tail, flesh bubbling with eyes. I screamed, a guttural howl, and the carnival cheered. Inside, mirrors lined the walls, reflecting me, a monster of stitched limbs, faces screaming from my chest. I clawed at the canvas, tearing free, but my hands fused back, dragging me in. The ground opened, a pit of writhing flesh, and I fell, voices laughing as my body merged with theirs. I woke outside human again, but my skin itched, shifting under my clothes. The curse lingered and the carnival wasn't done. I staggered back to my trailer, body trembling, skin crawling with phantom limbs. The carnival had vanished, tents gone, ground scarred but empty. But the changes stayed, my fingers twitched, elongating at will. My jaw ached with extra teeth. I checked the news, nothing about a freak show, just a weather anomaly in Missouri. My boss called furious, "Where are you?" Cruise short. I quit. Voice a growl, and he hung up, thinking me drunk. The mirror showed my face, but eyes blinked independently, flesh rippling. I researched more. Old carny blogs, 1920s archives. A sideshow in Kansas vanished. Workers found mutated, autopsies sealed. One survivor raved about a flesh tent that fed on performers, reborn with each tour. Was this its 2025 return? My body proved it, arms stretched overnight, skin peeling to reveal muscle beneath. I tried cutting it off, but the wounds healed, flesh regrowing twisted. The voice returned, perform or join. A command in my skull. I saw visions, carnies begging to escape, their bodies part of the show, souls trapped. I packed to leave, but my truck's engine sputtered, flesh growing over the hood. The carnival was tracking me, and my humanity was slipping. My trailer became a prison, flesh creeping over walls, tentacles of skin pulsing with the carnival's beat. I couldn't leave. My legs fused at times, stretching into stilts, then reverting. The voice boomed, the show must grow, and I saw it. A network of carnies mutated across states, linked by the tent's curse. My phone rang. Unknown number. A friend, missing since the carnival, screamed, "Help me, Cassie!" Then static, his voice warping into a chant. I hung up, but the call repeated, his face on the screen, flesh melting. I tried to end it, overdosed on painkillers, but my body expelled them, skin vomiting pills. The mirror showed a new face, mine, but with Mike's arms, Lisa's teeth, eyes from others. I clawed at it, tearing chunks, but they regrew, stitching with wet pops. The carnival appeared outside, tents rising, music a scream fest. I ran, but the ground turned to flesh, sucking me back. Inside, patrons cheered, normal faces, oblivious, as I was dragged to a stage. My body split, limbs multiplying, a living exhibit. I begged, but the voice laughed. "You're the star now." I woke again, free, but my chest sprouted a mouth, singing in pain. The curse was alive in me. The mouth on my chest sang a dirge, flesh vibrating with every note. I covered it, but it grew, lips stretching, teeth gnashing, singing the carnival's tune. My arms split again, one stretching like Mike's, another sprouting Lisa's grin. I couldn't hide. Neighbors saw, called police, but my door melted into muscle when they knocked. The carnival's pulse was my heartbeat, a rhythm I couldn't escape. I tried a priest, desperate, but he screamed, "Abomination," and ran as my skin oozed toward him. I researched deeper, occult forums, carny history. A 1920s journal described a flesh carnival. Performers mutated by a cursed ringmaster spell, their bodies the show. It vanished, reborn every few decades with new blood. Was I its 2025 host? My body proved it, legs fused into a centipede-like mass one night, then split back, leaving scars. The voice demanded, "Recruit," and I saw visions, strangers drawn to the tent, their flesh twisting. I fought, locking myself in, but the carnival appeared outside, tents pulsing, calling my name. My reflection showed a monster, multiple faces, limbs a kaleidoscope of carny parts. I'm losing my mind, or it's already gone. The carnival's call became a siren, pulling me despite my resistance. My body morphed daily, arms sprouting extra joints, skin shedding in sheets to reveal raw muscle, then healing into new patterns. The mouth on my chest sang non-stop, drawing flies, its voice a lure for others. I saw them, townsfolk wandering toward the tent, their faces slack, flesh rippling. The voice crowed, "The show grows," and I felt it, my will bending, recruiting for the curse. I tried to warn them, but my words were its chance, pulling them in. I contacted a paranormal investigator, Last Hope. He arrived, saw my state, eyes multiplying, limbs twisting, and recorded it, trembling. "This is beyond me," he said, fleeing as my hand stretched, grabbing his coat. The footage showed me a monster of stitched flesh, laughing with Lisa's teeth. I destroyed his camera, but the carnival replayed it in my dreams, patrons cheering. My trailer collapsed, walls turning to sinew, floor a pulsating mass. I escaped into the woods, but trees bent, roots grabbing, whispering my name. The tent loomed ahead, a maw of flesh, and I fell inside. The crowd roared as my body split, arms, legs, faces becoming the exhibit. I woke outside, human again, but my skin crawled, a new mouth forming. The curse is eternal. I'm a shell of myself, the carnival's puppet. My body shifts hourly, arms elongating, teeth sprouting, skin peeling to reveal eyes. The mouth on my chest sings a constant dirge, drawing animals, then people, their flesh twisting as they near. I tried to end it, jumped off a bridge, but my bones bent, cushioned the fall, flesh regrowing. The voice laughs, "The show lives in you." My trailer's gone, replaced by a fleshy tent that moves with me, a portable hell. Townsfolk avoid me, whispering freak. But the carnival calls them, their screams joining the music. I contacted an old carny friend. He hung up, terrified, his voice warped mid-call. The curse spreads. News reports of mutant sightings in Missouri, Kansas, echoing the 1920s. Am I the ringmaster now, cursed to grow the show? My reflection shows a kaleidoscope of faces, Mike, Lisa, strangers, merging into mine. I tried a ritual, salt, fire, but the tent absorbed it, flesh bubbling with laughter. Last night, Ellie's voice, my niece, were drawn to me. I screamed, "Stay away!" But the tent pulsed, pulling her in. I found her unharmed, but her hand twitched, skin rippling. I'm sending this to grimtaleteller@gmail.com, my confession. The carnival's mine, and I can't stop it. If you see a tent with stitched walls, run. Its hunger never ends. The carnival's hunger consumes me. Ellie's hand, now fused with tendrils, sings with the mouths on my chest, her eyes glazing over. I tried to cut her free, but my claws healed her, binding her to the show. The tent grows, acres of flesh, pulsating, drawing crowds who cheer as their bodies twist. I'm the ringmaster, unwilling, my voice a roar that commands mutations. My body's a gallery, arms stretch into trapeze bars, legs split into stilts, face splitting with grinning mouths. The voice cackles, "You're eternal now." I contacted a cult expert. His line went dead, a scream cutting off. The carnival's reach is global. Reports of flesh fairs in Ohio, Texas, all tracing to me. I see visions, 1920s carnies, their bones in the tent, reborn through muti. My mind fractures. Cassie's memories mix with theirs, a chorus of pain. I tried to burn the tent, but the flames fed it, flesh regrowing with screams. Ellie's fully part now, singing with the mouths, her innocence gone. I'm writing this from a motel, the tent outside, walls dripping. I sent it to grimtaleteller@gmail.com, my last act. The carnival's alive, and I'm its heart. If you hear warped music, flee, its flesh will claim you too. And that's Cassie's tale. A carnival of flesh that turned a carny into a monster, a show that devours all. Was it a cursed legacy, a demonic entity, or a mind shattered by the grotesque? The tent still stands in the shadows. Thanks to Cassie for submitting at grimtaleteller@gmail.com her warning from a living nightmare. If this insane horror gripped you, subscribe for more weekly terrors as December unfolds. Like if you join the show, or burn it, and share your wildest carnival story below. The year nears its end and new madness awaits. Stay tuned. Until then, avoid the midway and lock your doors against the flesh. This has been Grim Tale Teller. Good night, if the carnival lets you.